Good morning. Pray that everybody is doing well and then happy Tuesday to everyone. Just want to just kind of like thank everybody for going to my live and those that have, subscribed to the channel. I just want to say thank you and bless you guys for doing that. And I kind of just too wanted like to recap or just talk a little bit about like the sanctuary, how it really does portray a real sanctuary. Even like whenever I walk into it, um, it just has that feeling of peace and serenity, and just being calm. Even though there's no one physically there but myself, whenever the live is on and the viewers are coming into the live, it really does feel like a sanctuary. And so I've created that sanctuary, with everybody in mind. So whenever they do come onto the live, they can feel that peace of, and they can get a peace of mind and, try to have a better outlook on life and on situations. And, I pray that the sanctuary field just grows and grows and, the community grows and those that do come in the live and how they can just be able to access that feeling of peace, love, and serenity there. I built the sanctuary, with, like I said, with everybody in mind, everyone in mind whenever I was thinking about, opening business. And so that safe space, that space where you can go and just, relax and chill, or whenever the viewers come in, have the music playing. I even started kind of like in the afternoons sometimes, like whenever I'm off on the live, I will just like turn the lights on a different color and just try to put a little bit of extra spark in there on the videos to make it look like a different scene. Whatever the mood is for that day, I try to equate that with the lighting after the video is done, and then I post that. And so, you guys can kind of like comment on that, let me know what you think about it. It also, I created it because it gives a sense of healing. The physical space is a sense of healing, a sense of, that peaceful serenity setting that you can equate that, in your mind, because when things are chaotic, your mind is just like all over the place. And so I wanted to create that so that whenever they do come into the space, it's calm, it's a peaceful, serene. It's just like going out kind of like on the water. The water is so peaceful. You can sit out there and just listen to the waves and just see people walk, and it just gives you a sense of serenity. It gives you a whole different perspective of when you're like, out and about. But when you go to the water, it's calm, and you can just sit there for hours and, just watch the waves, watch people, watch the water, how things, move about. Just look at the vastness of it, and just look at how God has, orchestrated life, and how he's orchestrated like things on this earth. Everything that he put on this earth, he says is good. So he made it and it's good. And that's just something that, we could enjoy as well. Even wherever you're at, you can make your sanctuary. Right now, I'm in the car. So I do get peace when I'm in the car as well. And sometimes, a lot of times whenever I go places, I'm just sitting there. Like now, I don't have to be to work till 7:30, but I got here at like a little up to 6. So I was like, well, let me just pop on here and make a video. But the sanctuary is a place where you create that physical space. I created it for healing and just for unwind and relax, and just we can relate, as the comments come through on the lives, we can relate to each other and we can get a feel from each other, even that way. Place where you can like just decompress. And even when I walk in there, it just gives me that feeling of a sanctuary. So I really do hope and pray that that's what you guys feel when you're on the live with me, in the sanctuary. There's just so many, good things that come out of it. People make some really nice comments, and I appreciate it. And it's, we always want to keep it respectful, and majority of the time, we do have nice, pleasant comments, and it is respectful, to the sanctuary. And so I want to keep that vibe, in there as well. I want to make it comfortable for everyone, that safe space. Like even when you're overwhelmed, there's always a place that you should be able to go to, kick back and relax and just think about whatever the situation is. And that safe space should be able to put you in a different mind frame. It's because there's nobody, it's just you in that safe space. You with the issue, and you just kind of like thinking it out and hashing it out. And, that feeling of being overwhelmed hopefully will subside, because we can always get overwhelmed by the life choices and things that go on, and sometimes we have no control over some of the things, and some things we do, some things we create ourselves, but still we always need to have that safe space that we can go into. And Open Ears is the safe space, the sanctuary that you can come into and just let your feelings out and just pour out your heart to that safe space. And I don't know why my nose always starts itching, but just go into there and pour out, your feelings, because sometimes it's not easy to actually open up to someone, even in relationships. And I keep saying that, and I repeat it. Sometimes you feel invisible in relationships. Sometimes you're in a relationship, and it's a relationship, but it also feels like you're just a roommate. So because there's no connection there, there's no real communication there. And it's important to be heard. And sometimes one person wants to be, the one that says everything, while the other person really doesn't want to care to listen to that person. But, that's why I created this space, so that, and perfectly, even relationships, they will, be cohesive and come together. Maybe someone can take some of this information and use it in their relationships. Even though, like, the daily relationships that you're in is not a good feeling, to feel like you're invisible when you have supposedly are in a relationship. So we want to make sure that, that I convey the message that Open Ears communication is always there on the table for you to be heard, for you to have your feelings validated, because it's non-judgmental. It's a safe space. It's prayer centered, and it's also scripture based. And I say scriptures, I mean, sometimes, yesterday my scripture was from Jeremiah. And so if I actually said it a few times in my video last night on the live, we also need to have like intentional communication. So there's need to be times that you can sit down and just communicate and just let someone know, like, hey, what was your day like? How are you feeling? Just do like a little check-in with someone, not necessarily relationships, but whoever it is that you feel like you need to have that check-in with. Let it be intentional communication, and so it can bring about that cohesiveness, and it'll make a bridge for better, communication. And that's all what we need is this world is better communications. And so people can be heard and understood and know that their feelings are validated. And that's where a lot of times there is confusion in relationships. But, we know God is not the author of confusion. So if we take that godly advice, the scriptures, and just use them as He has given us, because God is love. And so if you really truly love someone, you'll try to do the things that will help out a relationship, or help out, you to better understand somebody else. And so we want to portray that love. We want to push that out into the atmosphere, the love of God. And basically that's what it all really boils down to, is having that love of God. Because if you have the love and you portray the scriptures and use the scriptures in your daily life, you won't want to treat people just any kind of way. Things will be, you'll see things in a different way. And that's why I have the sanctuary, so that you can, get that feeling of love, and you can also get the feeling of peace. And I really thank those that are, like I say, I always say things over sometimes, because it's not just like, it's me, because without those people that are coming in my lives, I wouldn't get my platform, or my live wouldn't exist. So I really do appreciate each and everybody for coming in there, just tapping in. And I appreciate my sister for popping in on my live yesterday. I really appreciate that, and she made some good comments. And I just give a shout out to her, my sister Annie. And so I just ask everybody, you know, that you view this video to just come on into the sanctuary and kind of hang out with us and see what the title for that day is. I think yesterday it was empathetic communication, how we can have empathize with others, you know, while they're empathy and communication or something like that. Don't really have it verbatim, but how we need to be empathetic when we are talking or listening to somebody, because even our body languages can kind of send off like those negative signals, or those signals that swear as to like, hey, I'm here, but I'm not really listening to you, so you need to speed this thing up and hurry up, and so I can just leave. Because some people just want to unload on you. You know, you start talking to them, and then next thing you know, they got one thing after another that they're talking about, and they just need a safe space. They just need somewhere that they can leave all their burdens in. You know, sometimes it just helps to have a listening ear, and that's why I have created the sanctuary there. It's for someone that would like to vent, and for someone that would like to open up and, you know, just feel vulnerable and like let their feelings out. Because I always say too, there's so many things that I have that I say that's over and it's repetitive, but it's true. And you know, there's times that when you feel like you just can't talk to the person that you're really close to. And so open ears gives you that peace of mind. It gives you that safe space where you can open up and you can say those things that no one else is going to know, you know, and it's going to stay wherever it's placed at when you in open ears, because it's safe. It's a space to where you can just let your hair down and you can just, you know, let the day talk about whatever you have to talk about, you know, I don't care, your dogs, your cat, and sometimes whenever you want to talk to somebody else, it might be that person that you might want to say something about, so you can't really even talk to them about it. So anyway, I just want you guys to know that the safe space of open ears, the sanctuary, is always available. And I just hope that everybody has a good day. And it's just so beautiful out here in sunny California. Just come out here before my day starts on my job and just, you know, relax. This is a sanctuary where I'm at in the car. And I really do like sitting in the car looking and watching people. And it may sound strange, but I do like doing that because it clears. I can, you know, think about things, think about the word, think about, you know, how God has blessed us, and, you know, just little things. Just thank God. Sometimes I look at the trees, I look at the birds, just thank God for like the little things that, you know, people ordinarily, we look over. But, you know, I always say too, the small things turn out to be big things, and the word says don't despise small beginnings. So even though now I'm just starting, because I know one day someone said, oh, there's not a lot of people in live, but, you know, you have to start from somewhere. But I need your support and your help to be able to grow, because without you, there's no me. And in order to have that growth, there needs to be more people coming into the live, subscribing. And on that note, whenever you see this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name is Katrina. I am the founder of Open Ears Communications, and so the sanctuary is a space that I have built for others to come in and relax and relate and release and unwind and vent and all those things that you do, that you want to get things off of your chest, and so that you won't have that heavy burden, that heavy load. And so come on into the sanctuary with me and enjoy what we have, enjoy the comments, you know, enjoy the conversation, because it's nice. On Friday, I think we did Fun Friday, and so, you know, I kind of try to keep it kind of fun. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to giggle. I wish I could see each and every one of you's like faces, but unfortunately on the platform we can't. You can only see me. So, but I do enjoy all of the conversations that we have, and I do the comments that we have, and hopefully that everyone will be able to see the video. If you see the video, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and subscribe to the channel. Hello, thank you, and I appreciate ya. I thank God for each and every one of you. And, there's also, if you have prayer requests on there, you can send in your prayer request. I am available to pray along with you and your situation. So that you can feel like you are heard. And that's one of the main things about the sanctuary too, is to be able to feel like your voice is heard and that you mean something to someone, because there's a lot of people that feel like they don't belong. And I want to actually give you and extend a warm welcome even when you come into the sanctuary, welcoming you and letting you know, hey, you mean something, you are important. So that's one of the things I want to portray as well on my live. So I just want to let the love just abide in me, and so that it can spread out to you. I'm just, again, sitting here in my car. I wanted to just make a video and just talk about some of the things that we've actually had little live for, about the titles. Can't remember some of the other titles but I remember Fun Friday, because there's certain people on there that I look forward to be on the live, and so when I don't see them, I'm like, oh wow, where's that person? But everybody can't just be there every day, and I really do appreciate the times that you guys are on there, and it makes my heart glad to know that there's someone that likes to be able to hear what is said, and that it will resonate in your spirit, and you will take that along with you during your day and throughout your day. And so basically that's pretty much how I want it to be, is like the love, feel the genuineness of the live through me, that God has placed that type of love in me, and you could see my character through the way that I speak and through the way that I carry myself. And so you don't really have to say a lot of words, but people can pick up on your spirit and things like that. And it's kind of like being a good judge of character, I would say. You're not really there physically seeing the person, but at the same time you can kind of feel the vibe, and that's the word of the time that we live in, the vibe. Feel the vibe. So that's what I always say sometimes about my sanctuary. This is the vibe of the sanctuary, and that's whenever I change the lighting a little bit to whatever color I kind of feel like it fits that vibe for that afternoon after we have had a live and been on live. And so I'll just change it up a little bit. So look for my little different lightings in the sanctuary, to kind of give you that feeling of that live that was after it ended. And so I kind of thought that was kind of neat. I'm gonna change up the lighting in here and just do something a little bit differently than, haven't really seen it too much. I don't know, I don't really be on too many lives, but so that's just something I incorporated in our lives after the live is over, is to turn down the lights a little bit and change the color. Who knows? I don't know what the next one will be, what the next vibe for the sanctuary will be, but it will be, something you can relate to. Obviously, I know that. And while we're still building this personal sanctuary for everyone to come into the space and enjoy everything, the lighting, enjoy the music, enjoy the royalty-free music that's in the background, just enjoy the conversation, enjoying the comments that's coming through. And so I just want everybody to have that happy-go-lucky feeling. I think that's what we could call it. Just feel the love, the joy, the peace, and happiness in the vibes of the sanctuary. And so that you can kind of decompress your day, because I'm always on about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is Pacific Standard Time, where you can come in that live and just just let yourself be you, decompress, let your hair down, let all the pressures from the day, you just let it just dissipate, as you listen to whatever the live conversation is for that day. And just know that it is important for you to be heard. It is important, for you to be validated in your feelings. And it's okay to voice what you're saying, and sometimes we just have to have that ear to hear what others are saying. Even the word says, let the Spirit hear what the church is saying. Let the church hear what the Spirit is saying. And so he that has an ear to hear, let him hear what the church, what the Spirit is saying. So we want to take that and just listen, to be a listening ear to others. And that's what I've brought to the live, is Open Ears Communications, where I can listen to your concerns and your, and everyday issues and whatever you have that's on your mind that's kind of bothering you or bottling you down or bogging you down, so that you can feel release, and so that you can have that joy, that love as well, and compassion for others. And that's what we need more of in this world today, is love, and more compassion, and more people to have that feeling that somebody else needs help, and they can help them in whatever way they might possibly can. And so that's why I'm here, on the live, well, on the video, just to let you know that I'm here for you and I do care for you. I have the love in my heart, for others. And I always say there's seniors, I have a love for seniors. And so I kind of make sure that they are okay in their validating their feelings. And sometimes, they don't even really know what they're even talking about sometimes, but still, you still validate those feelings. You validate the conversation that they have with you. And it might be something totally off the wall, and you might think to yourself, oh, this doesn't make sense. But to them, if you're just sitting there listening to them and validating what they're saying, that means a lot to them. And I wanted to just say, you guys mean a lot to me as well. And I don't know what my topic for tonight is just yet, but I will probably be on live at 6 o'clock this afternoon. And if you're in the vicinity of the live, please pop in and like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. And make sure you subscribe. And I appreciate you when you subscribe. And I will say I love each and every one of you. And always say, you remember, God loves you, and I do too. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day wherever you're at. And I always kind of like want to, in the live, see where each person is from, the state they're from, and just give them a shout out or something like that. But anyway, I love you guys. And remember, God loves you, and I do too. And I will see you guys hopefully and prayerfully this afternoon at 6 o'clock. This is Katrina with Open Ears Communications. I am the founder, and be on the live tonight because I will be looking for you.